The billionaire that is building houses for billionaires here in Nigeria.
Don't even go there. I'm not a billionaire.
You're not a billionaire.
I'm anything but a billionaire. I'll be honest with you.
Where we are right now is full of billionaires.
Yeah, you know, maybe we'll serve the billionaires, but I'm not a billionaire. I'm not one of them. I'm just a service provider.
It's a pleasure meeting you. My name is Wadama. Do I have to introduce myself though?
I mean, you don't have to. You're a known person. You're a known person. You're everywhere.
You just have to tell me who you are, because a lot of people watching us don't know your name and where you from. He's
the popular guy, so I'm going to have to introduce myself. Yeah.
Tell me your name and where you're from.
So my name is Akintola Oladejo.
Okay.
I run a small company called Prestigious Homes Limited. I'm from Nigeria. Born and bred in Nigeria, full-blooded Nigerian.
Hey!
Not mixed in any way.
Not mixed in any way.
Not mixed in any way.
I think you have a lot to tell me, yeah?
Yeah, so, sure.
You billionaires first.
See, he just sat first, so it's a billionaire.
Hello guys, Cecil Global is a one-stop shop for all property transactions. We've got the biggest partnerships with the biggest law firms, brokers and developers all over Nigeria. So if you're looking to invest in Nigeria, buying real estate, reach out to Cecil. Click the link below.
Hello, my name is Juliet. I work for Cecil Global, and Cecil Global Marketplace is actually a one-stop shop for all property transactions. We help buyers access very good properties and give them professional services. We help you with the experience. And if you're a property developer, you want to target the diaspora market, I think you should contact Cecil Global.
My name is Akintola Oladejo. I mean, none of this name is an English name, as you can see. You know, they're all local names. Born and bred in Nigeria.
Which part of Nigeria?
Oyo State, precisely.
Okay.
Western Nigeria, Southwest.
Okay.
Schooled in Nigeria, all my schooling in Nigeria, of course. I've had opportunity to have several professional training overseas in the United States, France, United Kingdom, and all of that. But, you know, fully trained, you know, in terms of the formal education, secondary, primary, and university in Nigeria. So, I'm married. I have 2 daughters.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I'm into property development.
Before property development, let us know, like, before property development, what were you doing?
Okay, so first, property development has been my passion. But of course, I've had opportunity to work in different sectors. I started out in banking. Okay, so I was in the financial sector, and I left the bank in 2007. Okay, I went into the oil industry. So I work with Schlumberger. Schlumberger is an oil service company. Yeah. I work with them as an expatriate engineer overseas, as an international mobile staff. After Schlumberger, I joined ExxonMobil. So I worked as ExxonMobil as a subsea engineering team lead. Okay. You know, supporting deep water assets. You know, so I would say that by God's grace, I've practiced engineering at the highest level. You know, done several trainings in engineering. But while all this was going on, you know, building has always been my passion, really.
So you left all that to follow your passion? Absolutely.
I had to, you know, I had to leave all that to follow my passion, but not blindly. You know, it evolved. You know, so while I was doing all of this, I was building. You know, I was already experimenting with my passion. You know, I didn't just go out.
Which means that the money that you were making at your profession, you use the same money to experiment your passion.
Absolutely, you know.
Which year was this?
You know, I'd say I've been doing building since 2005, actively. You know, even while I was in employment. Okay. You know, so even when I was living overseas, you know, come build. You know, and dispose. You know, I was living in Angola, and of course from there, maybe for trainings and all of that, I was in the United States, United Kingdom, and France, and all of that. But basically based in Angola, I was working for Schlumberger. You know, so I was building. Back in Nigeria, I was building. It's always been my passion. It's what my family. You know, my dad was very strong in building. All my siblings are strong in building. You know, so. You know, I guess we'll get back to that later, because initially I hated building.
Why?
I hated building. Wow. Growing up, I hated building, you know, because it was my dad wanted me to be a builder. He wanted me to take after him. So because it was forced, I hated it.
You didn't want it?
I didn't want it. You know, I'll be forced to go to site with him and all of that. Just be an architect. You know, so I didn't want to do it. But over time, progressively, I saw that the love for this, the passion for it came on its own. Okay, and I just saw that I couldn't do any other thing but building. I just loved it. Irrespective of what I was doing in banking, I found myself going back to building, development. Oil and gas, I found myself going back to development. You know, so, and I'll say that it's what I can do every day for the whole year without getting tired. So it's really my passion. I love it. I love it so much.
What was the first ever building that you built here in Nigeria?
So the first ever building I did was in Abuja as a business. Of course, I've been involved with BIM for a long time. But as a business, the first was in Abuja. I could remember then it was actually a 4-bedroom bungalow. You know, I sold it to a lady in the UK. You know, and that was the ever first real estate sale I was doing. It was sold to, you know, it was sold to someone that lives in London. You know, it was developed in Abuja, and thereon, you know, I just, you know, did some other ones in Abuja, then moved to Lagos, and in Lagos we've done well over 100 houses. Whoa. You know, well over 100 houses. You know, different category.
100 houses in Lagos already.
Yes,
I mean, Lagos
sure.
is a hustle city. You came here to hustle.
I'll say, you know, Lagos. You know, I'll tell you the truth. This is the city to be in. You know. If you're living anywhere else in the world, you're missing out. This is where to be. You know, this is where to be. It's a land of opportunity. It's a land of possibility. You know, and we're blessed with good government in Lagos. You know, and I'll say the guys are doing their bit to ensure that this place continues to be habitable and livable for people. Here, there's traffic. You know, that is typical with a large population. With the city. I mean, look at city, over 20 million people. You know, crammed up in this small. And by the way, Lagos is the smallest state out of 36 states in Nigeria, you know, but also the most populous, you know. So I'd say it's a city, it's a land of opportunity. You know, with the population, you expect that, yes, there will be several opportunities.
You're saying that Lagos is a land of opportunity, but absolutely. A lot of Nigerians don't want to live in Nigeria because they feel like greener pastures is out there. Why do you think you succeeded in Lagos?
You know, the truth is, the world right now is it's a global village. You really cannot stop. Migration is a global phenomenon, you know. So people then have opportunities these days to live where they want to live. Yeah. As you know, that being said, there are still more people. There are challenges in Nigeria, but there are still more Nigerians living in Nigeria than are living abroad. You know, several millions of Nigerians are living in Nigeria. You know, you can't stop people from, you know, going to look for greener pastures. You know, people migrate. There are Americans living here. Exactly. There are French people living here.
But do you think it's possible to make it in Lagos?
Of course it is. A lot of people, you know, Dangote lives here, the richest man in Africa. You know. Yeah, so, you know, he also lives here. He also lives here. They don't even count me. You know. So, you know, I'll tell you, you know, whatever rocks your boat, you know, different opportunity for different people. Some will find their success in different locations. Some will find it in Lagos. I don't like to prescribe to people. Yeah. I like to say, just, you know, just be wherever God is leading you, you know, and just, you know, and just excel at whatever you do. Put in your best in whatever you do, you know. And, you know, so for us here, we do real estate. We found that there was a lot of mediocrity in the market, in the sector, you know. People build, buyers were even buying stuff they shouldn't buy because they didn't have alternative. You know, you go to a piece of house, plumbing issues, electrical issues, you know. A few friends that knew I was into building would call me almost on a daily basis for one kind of problem or the other to help resolve in their homes. You know, so I began to think, you know, can't we have someone or a company that's going to build, and once the key is given to you, okay, there's not going to be issues. You know, can't we have companies that will do it? So we just set out to, you know, to really do things the right way, to do things with excellence, you know, because, you know, we wanted to live beyond the mediocrity, you know, in the market. We wanted to give value. So our value proposition was to, you know, develop homes that will not only be functional, but will really be habitable, will give people peace of mind, you know. So
what kind of houses are you building in Lagos?
So we've dealt in, you know, initially we've dabbled into different categories of building in the past. So we did the medium end. We've never been in the lower end of the market, you know, because our style cannot, fit, you know, at this time of that. So we started with the medium end, Okay, then right now our focus really is in the I'll say the high end, prime luxury development. Prime luxury development. So,
Banana Island.
So we're doing banana. We've done quite a bit in Banana. Other part of Ikoyi. We've done in Victoria Island. We've done in Lekki as well. So we've served the upper middle class. We've served. The whole idea is just to do it well, and because you're doing it well is going to take capital.
Exactly.
And when you want to do it well, you want to buy the right appliances, you want to buy, the right sanitary wear. All of these things are going to come back to reflect on the, on the product, and of course the sale price of the product. Okay, and when you do, those kind of development are going to fit only in a particular location where you can get value for them. But whatever it is, different people with different strength. There are guys doing very well in the lower end of the market, building mass housing. So just knowing your strength. We try to take the finishing to the highest level. Yeah. Okay, we try to take finishing to the highest level.
Is it expensive to live in one of your houses?
I would say it's not. So it's relative. I would say we provide value beyond whatever money. So what it can be. What our clients know is that whatever they're paying, they've gotten value much more than that amount. Yeah. So I wouldn't look at it in absolute terms, in terms of figures. So there are things that kind of make up those.
You built 100 houses already. Are you still built over 100 houses? Are you still building?
We're still building. This business. I mean, we're not in it for. We're not transactional. We're in this business for a long time. We're building a business. We're building an African business that will endure. We're going to be here for well over 100 years. So we're not building. We're not looking to. So I mean, it's not, the business is not about me. It's going to be beyond me.
Wow.
I happen to be privileged to be the founder, but our vision is not short term. Okay, so it's a marathon. We're not, and that's why we're not. People say, "Oh, you do all of this. You're not everywhere." We say, "Yes, we're not in a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon. We're building the root of the business." Okay, so that when it grows, it becomes like an Iroko tree. It's very difficult to uproot. Yeah. How you can plant a maize, and in 1 week it grows, and you can But when you plant an Iroko tree, it goes down. It takes the roots downwards. Okay, then when it begins to bear fruit upwards, So we're building a business. We don't want to run this. We don't want to start as a normal Nigerian African business that just fades with time. So our focus is not really all about money and all of that. Our focus is value. Build something that's going to endure, that's going to be transgenerational. Okay, even when I'm gone, it's still going to be here.
Wow.
So that's what we're doing.
Who are the people that are purchasing these houses?
So regular people, upper middle class, people that have worked hard, people that have excelled in their different endeavors. We have people patronize us from France. We've had buy from France. We have buy all the way from Brunei. We've had Nigerians, working for oil companies in all of those countries. We've had multiple buyers from the United States. We've had multiple buyers from the United Kingdom. People just want to feel that if people know they can trust you. We do a lot of our buildings off-plan basis, so people can make deposits, then pay over the period of construction. So initially when we started, people were checking. There's a gentleman, a medical doctor that came from England. Oh, he bought one of our apartments. Then he came a few months later. He said that we're building. He was really delightfully surprised that you could actually give money in this country and somebody will really build. He came and bought the second one. So once people know that yes, you're so disciplined, you're delivering on promise, they will really. So for us, it's been a very good story. There's nobody that will tell you, globally that we're owing them any house that we haven't delivered. I'm saying it publicly. Nobody. We've delivered on every house. There's no single house we're owing anybody that we haven't delivered on promise. Okay, so these are the kind of houses I was telling you about. These are luxury homes. You can see them. These are all luxury houses. These are on 4 floors because the land is so expensive. We have to take the building up. Okay, so you have all of these are very functional homes. All of the luxury is in here. Okay, so these people are experiencing the taste of luxury. you know, and they're so happy, they're so happy, they're so happy.
How many bedrooms is
These are 5-bedroom houses, comes with elevator, you know, these are lovely homes, you know, so just wanted you to see an example of what we do, you know, so, you know.
You got a rooftop, yeah?
Yeah, good rooftop sit out. Most of our houses have got rooftop sit out. You can, you know, see the lagoon.
Also lagoon,
you know,
yeah.
Absolutely. You can see the boats, you know, so,
That's
you know,
impressive.
just a piece of luxury, you know.
Can you tell me the kind of challenges that you faced when you started your real estate business here in Nigeria?
Okay, so I would say most of the biggest challenge really initially was that of funding. You know, so we operate in an environment where the interest rate is very high, double digit, upward of 20%. You know, so the business itself is capital intensive, hugely capital intensive. Okay, you do not have the banking support as it were when you're starting out. Of course, things are better right now because then you've built track record, financial institutions are willing to deal with us and all of that. But initially, that was really a major challenge. Then, of course, the challenge of trust initially. You know, when people haven't, you know, bought from you, they haven't tasted you, you know, but all of that gradually faded away as we began to, you know, to prove ourselves, you know, within the real estate space, you know. But I'll say that by and large, still up to date in the sector, as a sector in itself, real estate sector, and in terms of development, funding is still a major challenge. So most of our projects are done on off-plan basis, you know, where we then we invite investors at the beginning of the project to co-invest, okay? So we're saying, come and buy, we're going to give you some discount, some value for your time value of money, okay? You then pay spread payment across the life cycle of the project. So it's going to take 24 months to build. We invite investors right from early on at the foundation level, agree on a payment plan with them, okay? And then that has really helped to bridge the gap, the funding gap, you know.
Who are the people who are building this beautiful estate?
Yes, we use, I would say, almost 100% Africans. You know, we have, of course, majority Nigerians, we have Ghanaians, we have people from Benin Republic, we have people from Ivory Coast. You know, I have a lot of Ghanaians on our side, you know, engineers, we have a lot of Nigerian engineers, very hardworking, very smart people. All of these buildings I'm going to show you are, I would say 99.9% Nigerians, you know, and I mean 99.9% Africans, I would say. Like Nigerians, Benin Republic, Ivory Coast, and Ghanaians, you know, form the crux of our workforce. And I'll tell you the truth, you know, given the opportunity, these guys have been performing tremendously well. You know, so we have what it takes in Africa. We don't need to look out as well. We have a few expatriates from Europe. You know, the chief engineer is an European. You know, but I'll tell you, 99% of the work is done by African brothers. You know.
I just want to know, yeah, currently how many people are working for you?
Okay, so you know, for a single house, you could have over 200 to 300 people. Okay. You know, actually, you know, employed from the foundation to the end of that building. You know, so all of these buildings I would do employ thousands of people, you know, as a matter of fact, both skilled and unskilled, you know, direct labor and all of that, you know. So we have, construction is a high employer of labor.
Creating employment.
Yes, you know, just kitchen.
I just want to know, yeah? Yes. We got a lot of young Africans who wants to be an entrepreneur, who want to start building.
Absolutely.
As someone who has already succeeded, I mean, he's a billionaire, he doesn't want to
I'm not.
I just want to know, what is a message for young Africans that are trying to establish something on their own?
Honestly, I'll tell you that, you know, believe in yourself, put in the work. You need to put in the work, you know, put in the hard work. Believe in yourself. Strike the right relationship, okay? Try to identify opportunities, okay? Try to identify opportunities, strike the right relationship, hard work, okay? And whatever you believe, whatever you do, just believe in yourself. Believe you can do it. Don't be too scared. Don't be scared to make. I tell people, you can, in your 20s, make the mistakes. Okay? Make mistakes. In your early 30s, make the mistakes. You have the time, you have the unfair advantage of the time, you know, to be able to recover. Okay, because you're young, people are going to excuse your mistakes. Okay, they're not going to look at that. The pressure on you is not going to be that much at that time. So make your mistakes early. Okay, go for it. Just go for it. Go for what you believe. You know, yeah. God's grace is the first thing, and God's grace is there. But the truth is, God expects you to put in the work.
Exactly.
It's not going to manna doesn't fall from heaven anymore. You know, put in the work. Put in the work. I'll tell you, put in the work, and you know. Put in the work, and so these are the things that some of the houses we do. You can see we try to pay attention to every detail. We try to just make excellence our watchword. Try to make excellence our watchword.
One person that owns this whole.
Yeah, so this is a townhouse. I'll just show you how it is. It's a townhouse on ground floor plus 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are townhouses. One person owns this one. Ground floor, first floor, second floor, and the third floor. Okay, so you can see the parking is demarcated for each person. 2 car park for each of the houses.
Wow.
Okay, there's a common swimming pool.
Okay.
You know. So,
yeah. So I just want to know. Yeah, we're living in Africa right now.
Absolutely.
Do you believe that Africa is the future?
Africa is the future. Africa is indeed the future, and not just the future. Africa is already started. The future is already here. You know, we have people making giant strides. You know, we have people doing great things in Africa. Africa is underreported. You know, only the bad stories seems to be coming out of Africa. But we do have people, excellent people, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Senegalese, South Africans, doing great exploit.
Wow.
You know, doing great exploit.
If you had a chance to change one thing in Africa, what will you change?
If I had a chance to change one thing in Africa, it would be the mindset of the people. Everything starts from the mind. You know, believing yes, everything starts from the mind.
Why would you do that?
You see, what you don't believe, what you do not believe, what you do not see, you cannot become. Okay? So there's a power of vision. A lot of the Africans need to understand, need to stop blaming their parents for their woes. Okay, need to stop blaming themselves. They need to stop blaming their environment. They need to work within what they have and excel.
You did it.
And they can do it as well.
I just want to say thank you so much, but I don't know if this house is sold out or you still selling.
This house is actually sold out. This one is sold out. We start selling from the foundation level. You know, we give people the opportunity to pay as the building was being developed. But we do have other developments ongoing, lovely development, you know, that are ongoing.
I'll come and buy one of those. Thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate your time.
You're the guy. And I like what you're doing. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Showing Africa to the world. Showing the real Africa to the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Keep it up.
And thank you so much. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
I appreciate it.
I hope I also become a billionaire in future.
You are one already.